the fulfillment of God's anger. Adam and Eve had started it by taking fruit from the tree of knowledge, and their descendants, evil humans, will eventually lead God to decide to destroy the entire world except for Noah. And so, in this one panel, there's a lot going on. I love this scene. This is actually my favorite scene on the ceiling, because what he's able to do here, especially with the eyes of these figures, is show fear, real palpable fear and desperation. So let's go into some detail. The left side, you got this crying baby. This woman looking back, her hair is being blown because there's this huge storm. It will rain for 40 days and 40 nights. People are trying to get up on this small piece of land here with this barren tree. This woman's decided she needed to bring a table. She's not going to need it. I could have told her that. This is people who are frightened. And what I think he does better than most of his contemporaries is really show that inner turmoil. And we're going to see this especially in the next lecture when we get to the Last Judgment. That inner fear through the eyes. Very, very good at that. And considering he never painted before, that's not bad. Not bad at all. So this is the left side. You've then got in the back the Ark of the Covenant. You've got Noah up there. There's his dove that he will eventually release, which finds the olive branch and shows that the flood has begun to recede. But prior to that, dove finding its olive branch, you've got this guy right here who's ready to decapitate these poor schmucks who are trying to get onto the ark. This little, I'm not even sure if it's supposed to be a raft or like a giant barrel. These people are desperately trying to get into. It's like the last scene from Titanic. This person trying to get in the boat is going to get hit by him and then clubbed by her, trying desperately to get up into the boat. And you got to remember the size of these figures. The scale on which he's working is huge. And this is 50, 60 feet up in the air. And so a lot of these small details would actually never have been seen by anybody, especially in a world of torch lamps and candles that didn't provide the best illumination in the world for something like this ceiling. Then on the far right side, another small piece of land, this craggy outcropping where a father's carrying his seemingly dead son. They've built themselves a very temporary shelter from the storm. People are huddled faces. You see a face there, a dark face there, there. Just trying to get out of this deluge. And this person on the far edge trying to climb up. And surprisingly, these people look like they might actually help. Good for him. Good job. But, of course, these small pieces of land won't be there for long. They will disappear too, and all of these people will be dead. Going back to the whole scene then, you've got three kind of oases that are only temporary. Only the ark in the back is the safe haven, and all of these people are marked for death because God's unhappy with them and their sinful ways. The flood eventually recedes, and the next scene on the wall is not the dove bringing back an olive branch. It's not optimistic. It's repetition of failure. The flood recedes. Noah over here has planted crops, and you see he has no beard. And then here, we've shot forward in time. He's now got a long beard. He's got a big vat of wine here. He's fermented the grapes. He's made wine, and he's gotten himself drunk. And this scene and the accompanying text from Genesis will actually be used, interestingly and sadly enough, to justify West African slavery. Huh? You say? Let me explain. From the 16th century onwards, from the late 1500s, when West Africans are first kidnapped by Europeans, right through the 19th century, right through to the Civil War, people will argue that all of humanity is descended from the sons of Noah. They have to be, because everybody but the people on this ship died. Now, 3 sons, 3 continents. Europe, Africa, and Asia. Never pronounce his name. Japheth, not a good name in my book, will become European. He will go to the continent of Europe and father all of the Europeans. Shem will go to Asia, father all of the people in Asia. And Ham, poor Ham, the son who uncovers the nakedness of his father Noah, he will go to Africa. And this little line here, and Noah awoke from his wine. It's a nice line in and of itself. He awoke from his wine and knew what his younger son had done unto him. That's Ham. And he said, Cursed be Canaan, a servant of servants shall he be unto his brethren. And so, people at Jamestown, people in Portugal, people in Colombia, people in the American South would argue that, well, we are Japheth, Shem is Asia, Ham is Africa. The Bible says that Ham will always be, his son is Canaan, a servant of servants. That he will be the third, the lesser, the beholden to his brothers. Therefore, it's okay to enslave West Africans because the Bible said it's okay. Probably not the interpretation that was intended, and an unfortunate interpretation indeed. Yeah, Rachel, question.
Why does he paint everybody as naked all the time after Adam and Eve, like they were ashamed of themselves and they were supposed to clothe themselves, and it was such a big deal for them to look at Noah? Why does he paint them
Why are they all naked?
all the time?
Yeah. I don't know. That's a good question. He definitely is a fan of nudity. And in a sense, like Leonardo, he's fascinated by the human body, but unlike Leonardo, we don't think he ever did any dissections. He seems to just have a kind of, I don't know, a muscular fetish. I mean, if we could sit him down on the couch, now we'd probably learn a lot of stuff. But I don't know what the answer to that is. The internet might know. Or an art historian. Find a .edu website. They'll tell you. I don't know. But nakedness is definitely on the menu for Michelangelo. So this is the last scene in the central spine. It's a depressing last scene. It's a pessimistic last scene. We're not good. We just make the same mistakes over and over and over again. He's not a happy guy, Michelangelo. It doesn't seem to have been a riot at parties or anything. So that's the center spine of the ceiling, from separating light and darkness to Noah getting wasted. There's not the entire ceiling. We've got these secondary and tertiary side panels, I guess we could say. And you have 2 kinds of people here. In the triangular areas, as discussed by Andrew Graham Dixon, you have these pre-Christians. They're bored. They're virtuous, but they do not know Christ because they were born before him. And just as in Dante's Inferno, the virtuous pagans, the pre-Christians who nonetheless were good people, like Cicero, Scipio Africanus, etc., they're not in hell in Dante's Inferno, they're like in a waiting room. They're in limbo. They're just waiting. They have really no hope of change, nothing is going to be different from them. They're bored stiff. And the same is true for a lot of these pre-Christian